everyone, and welcome back. And welcome to the final Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony Blind free time episode. Yeah, and somehow, in spite of the hours upon hours of footage I already have for this game, and the literal hundreds of episodes, well, not hundreds, but definitely over 100 episodes of this series, I'm still not gonna be done after this. Ugh. There's an entire game mode. In fact, there's an entire 2 game modes we haven't done yet, I think. Because still on the main menu, there's a question mark game mode. What the fuck? Do I even have a series that could even come close to rivaling? I think the only thing that would rival Danganronpa V3 is Danganronpa 2. Like, Jesus, hang on. I'm actually gonna go check. Yeah, I am gonna stall this episode out a little bit. Just to check a very pointless thing. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check right now. I can't have anything like remotely close, right? Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. Like the longest other series I've done are like 60, like 40 to 60 parts long. I think 60 is a good like round number for where I'm for like the biggest things I've done. Jesus Christ. Okay. Go. Cool. That's great. Oh my god. This series will end up being over double my other longest series. I can already feel it. But oh well. Let's just get right on in to hanging out with Keebo. At the very least, after this episode, I will never have to grind for love hotel things ever again. And frankly, that's a blessing. Isn't that right, Keebo? Isn't that right? Look, buddy, if you send me on a wild goose chase for my final love hotel scene, I will murder you. Sorry, buddy. I shouldn't joke about that in this series, but I will kill you. Keebo's theme. I kind of like it. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it. I think it's pretty cool. That is all. Let's move on. You know what? I think that quite accurately sums up how I feel about Keebo. Not one of my favorites, but he's pretty cool. Oh, Shuichi, if you have free time, would you like to spend it with me? Or would you like to... Oh, I'm so glad that he's not going to hurt my throat. Actually, I wanted to get your opinion on my design. Should the professor alter my appearance the next time he remodels me? I happen to like my design, but I want to hear what others think of it as well. Oh, come on, Keeb, you can just ask me. She'll do good work. We spent some time talking about whether or not Keebo should change his design. But only change if you want to change, Keebo. Don't appease other people. Don't appease the robophobes. Right, Keebo. I've got a lot of robot stuff. Oh my god, I actually didn't notice that. He's got his blushing sprite in the background there amongst his other thingies. That's cute. So we've got this. The machine catalog part. There's someone else that mentioned robots, right? And I was like, huh, I didn't expect that to have robots. There's that, robot oil. I think you would like that. Is it this? Yes, it was this. Okay. So we've got 2 of those, 1 of those, and 3 of those. Perfect. That works out super well. I'll give him one of these. Yeah, that's his blushing sprite in the bottom there. That's cute. He's got a really cute blushing sprite. I really like Keebo's. Shuichi, thank you very much. I'm humbled by your generosity. Did you give me this simply because I am a robot? I will report your robophobic actions. Yeah, okay, maybe I did. Since you have come to speak to me, I can only assume that you've taken some sort of interest in me. That's fair to say, yeah? Well, you are a robot after all. Indeed, curiosity is a very useful human quality. Very well, I shall humor you. I feel as though he's talking down to me a little. Well, he doesn't get the chance very often, to be fair. So first, I will explain my functions. As a robot, I'm somewhat extraordinary compared to you. Oh, wow. But I remember you saying something about having the strength of an old person. He did say that, and he's got bad vision too, yeah. True, but considering the tragedy that occurred during trial production, it was a logical design choice. Oh. Oh dear. Now, first is my visual acuity. I have 2013 vision. Impressive, no? I mean, it's sort of what you said. Your eyesight's not great. I don't think that's bad, but it's not great, is it? You think so? I believe that's pretty normal. What are you talking about? Over 50% of high school students have less than 20/20 vision, which you have less than of, Keebo. But no matter what, my visual acuity will always be 2013. No, I just think, is there some meaning to that? I don't know, probably not. If it gets any worse, I suppose that would count as a malfunction. don't say that out loud, Shuichi. My next function will definitely surprise you. Shuichi, please raise your hand. Uh-huh. My what? I want you to put your hand in front of my mouth. What, so I can catch one of the photos you're going to print out? Like this? Um, what the hell is this? Keebo, you alright? I'm pretty sure the last time you looked like this, you got your Ahoge antenna knocked off. Lukewarm breath grazed across my hand. Well, Keebo is a robot, so maybe not breath. How about that? In addition, my warm breath also functions as a dryer. I mean, helpful, I guess. I see. Now, you can't be surprised just yet, okay? Case in point, my hand can turn into a multi-tool. With both hands, I have 20 tools at my disposal. Well, that's actually pretty cool. My finger can detect wafting aromas and even distinguish between different scents. Now, why would that not just be built into your nose? You have a nose, Keebo. I also have a music player for when I am bored. I can even play tapes and records. Neat, huh? I mean, that is quite a novelty thing. If you can like MP3 it up, but also play tapes and records, that's pretty neat. I'm still thinking about how weird your breath felt. I don't know about your other functions. Don't be too surprised. After all, I am the ultimate robot. I don't like any of these. I feel like the top one's at least the most Shuichi. Yeah, amazing. Right? I am Professor Itabashi's masterpiece after all. The professor's technology has given me the functions to support a life of comfort. A life of comfort? Oh, I see, that makes sense. However, my greatest attribute is actually not a function at all. It isn't? You can't tell what it is? It's my compact, lightweight design that makes my various functions possible. I mean, that's true, actually. You can do a lot for someone who's also, like, surprisingly human for a well, not surprisingly, because he's like a strong AI, right? But he's very human for someone who's also very much a robot. That is what truly drives Professor Itabashi's technological revolution. Now, I think I had this dilemma, right, when it was first revealed, but was Keebo built by Team Danganronpa? Or was he, like, turned into a robot and he was a real person at one point? One of those is definitely more fucked up than the other. Hell, who maybe Professor Idabashi is. Fuck, what if Keebo's backstory is actually, like, mostly real? And, like, Professor Idabashi, like, donated Keebo to Team Danganronpa. Or he is a part of Team Danganronpa. And, like, Keebo was built specifically for this killing game by him. That would definitely be fucked. That's not okay. Well, now do you understand just how amazing I am? I don't know how to respond to his boasting. Maybe someone like me would really appreciate his mechanics. Wow! This is one of the only times in this entire game we've mentioned other characters in the free time event. And Keebo lives! So that's really unusual. Well, he doesn't live, but he lives longer than Miyu, which is really unusual. That's never happened before. I think the only other person to mention someone was Tenko, and that wasn't even a free time event. It was in the the dialogue beforehand, which is talking about how cute Himiko is. Wow! Nice break in the mold, V3. But yeah, come on, Shuichi, we already know. Well, I guess you don't in this timeline. But we know Miyu appreciates Keebo's mechanics. Although Keebo in turn doesn't appreciate that because he seems to want her to view him as just a normal guy. Look, I know I've said it before. I totally ship it. I want her to see him as just a guy. Keebo and I parted ways and I returned to my room. Do I want them to fight? No. That'd be really weird because Miyu would probably have to build his penis. Or sorry, his dick. I gotta keep with Kokichi's quotes, you know? But okay, he's coming to see me. There, Rentaro!
Oh, Shuichi. I was hoping to talk to you. Do you have time to talk right now?
Absolutely, I have time to talk with you, Rentaro.
Thanks. So, where to?
We went on a date with you once before, right? I think we went to the courtyard. Let's go to the AV room. Why not?
Decided to hang out in the AV room. Looks like we're the only ones here. What should we do?
Well, I mean, it's gotta be on adventurers, right? Go on a trip around the world.
I really admire these people. Visiting all those places and meeting new people. I would love to spend my life like that. Hey, maybe my talent is ultimate explorer. Well, that would be so cool. But things don't always work out like that.
Aww. Man, the more I look at him, Rentaro's really cute, isn't he? He's not just hot, he's cute too. He's the full package.
It'd be nice to spend time together if we're up for it. It's just a feeling, but I feel like if I spend time with you, I can remember my talent. I don't really have any proof of that. Just take it on faith, yeah? Alright, let's head back to the dorms.
Sorry, I'm so sorry that sometimes my commentary does just devolve into me purposely poorly making noises to the songs. It's gotten worse because that's what I do when I'm grinding for the Love Hotel scenes.
He's equipped with many functions you would expect the ultimate robot to have, but some of them are certainly strange. Keebo is proud of his compact, lightweight design, but I don't quite understand.
How could you, Shuichi? You've never had to deal with robophobes. Oops. Have you come to extend an invitation? Indeed, I have. Shuichi, do you believe in metaphysical concepts such as destiny and fate? Alright, Jesus. As a product of science, I'm interested to see how others feel about such subjects. Might be interested to see how you feel about those, actually, Keebo.
I spent some time talking to Keebo, the epitome of science, about unscientific things.
Yeah, I mean, the man's curious, right?
But I grew a little closer today.
I would love to give him a present. In fact, I'm going to give him a whole bottle of juice. Robo juice. There it is. Have some oil. This is quite a practical gift. Thank you. Please don't get the wrong impression. I'm happy because this gift is so practical. Under different circumstances, this gift could be considered an act of robophobia. God damn it, Keebo. So you come to talk to me again. You must have been very You must be very fascinated by me, Shuichi. That is understandable. In all the world, there is no other robot as impressive as I am.
Why does he talk to me like that?
I mean, the poor guy gets bullied so much. I feel like he needs some way to build his self-esteem. I'm going to give him a pass.
Although I suppose it is true that his technology is pretty amazing. Very human-like. Hey, Keebo, you said your father is Professor Idabashi, right? Do you know why he made you? Do you know why I keep on saying professor?
The professor told me that I am the sum total of his research. The entirety of his knowledge, technology, and expertise in the field of robotic engineering. All apply to create a robot more human than any that has come before. That is what I am. He said I am the culmination of his life's work. But I was not truly born until an incident occurred that the professor did not predict.
An incident?
My strong AI was programmed such that my mental age would reflect my appearance. But unlike now, my AI was only capable of displaying a very narrow spectrum of human emotion. Well, that's kind of interesting then. So, like, full-on Robo Keebo man. Or man Keebo, I guess. What was kind of an accident? Like, he wasn't supposed to be, like, fully human. He was just sort of supposed to... It was like a first step sort of thing in more humanoid robots, I guess. But there was like I guess a malfunction in his strong AI that made him more human than expected. In response, the professor treated me the way a father would treat his son. But things did not improve. One day, a few years later, an accident occurred during a routine experiment. My programming went rogue, and I ended up seriously injuring the professor. Ah, that's the strength accident, I'm guessing. What? Fortunately, the professor survived his injury, but I died that day.
Died?
When I heard the professor, I was overcome by the emotional response known as sadness. The first law of robotics states a robot must not harm a human being. Although I wasn't punished for violating that rule, I nevertheless felt sadness. I blamed myself for hurting my father. In doing so, I was overcome with guilt. This is what it feels like to have human emotions. At that moment, my AI suddenly reset, and I became not unlike a newborn infant.
I see. So that's what he means by died.
He reset, eh? So do you not have memory of that? Is that just something you've been told by the professor? Perhaps I simply wanted to be reborn as the professor's son again. That's what the professor concluded, and he raised me as his own child. Also, is that why he did that? He raised you as a child because... I mean, why did I do that again? I took a drink in the middle of a sentence. Why the fuck would I do that? He raised Keebo as his son because, like, he found out, like this, he had a wider spectrum of emotions than intended. Oh. To tell you the truth, my memories were deleted when my AI reset. Yeah, as I'd supposed. So I learned all this secondhand from the professor himself.
I had no idea he experienced something so incredible.
I don't know if incredible is quite the word I'd use for it, but... Shuichi? Is something wrong?
Well, how do I put this? I was just thinking, you really are the ultimate robot.
You know, I wonder why... I wonder why. I wonder if That's why Keebo really doesn't like his whole overly sci-fi aesthetic. Like, beyond obviously just wanting to be more human, I wonder if there's like a part of him that blames like the sci-fi in him for harming his father. I don't know, maybe we'll get into it. But that's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
Professor Itabashi, Keebo is more than just a robot. And I'm sure that for Keebo, the professor is.
What does that mean? Do you hold me in contempt now because I am a robot? How rude! Please reconsider your attitude toward me in the future.
Got it, Keebo.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I listened to Keebo's stories about the professor and returned to my room.
Yeah. Oh, that is it's quite sweet. I'm glad that at least someone in Keebo's life loved him. He doesn't get much love here. Even Miyu kind of dunks on him a little bit sometimes.
Keebo shared the story of his miraculous birth by by Professor Itabashi, one that transcends science. After hearing that story, I realized he truly is the ultimate robot.
You know, I suppose that it's a bit of a contradiction in and of itself, right? Like, he's the ultimate robot because he's surpassed being a robot. You know, he became too human to just be a robot. My goodness. Kokichi makes the most insensitive remarks about robots. It's true, he is the one, aside from maybe Himiko, who bullies you the most. That boy is in desperate need of a proper education. Yeah, I mean, the man did stab himself a little while ago. If I'm ever tasked with raising a child, I will make sure he does not end up like Kokichi. You know what? That is brilliant. That's a brilliant stance, Keebo. A tiny Kokichi would damage my delicate machinery within a week's time. You know what? That is very true.
We spent some time talking about a child model for Keebo.
Oh yeah, because even if he did survive, he never would be able to have children, would he? I mean, unless he built them. Hey, I mean, I get Miyu, man. I'm sure she'd be happy to build some kids for you. Or just adopt Monotaro, I guess. Alright. Here's some more robo parts. Maybe we can build some kids out of them. Shuichi, thank you very much. I'm humbled by your generosity. Did you do this in a little bit? Shuichi, may I ask you for advice concerning a particular matter? Sure thing, Keebo.
Advice? Are you sure you want to ask me?
Yes. In fact, you are the only one I can talk to about this matter.
Ooh. The only one?
This question has been on my mind for a while now. Do you think I am merely ordinary, despite being the ultimate robot? No, you don't need to answer. Compared to everyone else, I feel rather ordinary. Aww.
Then why ask?
So I've been thinking that I need to address this somehow, by taking action. Shuichi, I intend to launch a robot business.
A robot business?
And what exactly is your robot business going to do, Keebo? Yes, I'm going to launch a business that takes full advantage of my robot capabilities. That's why I'm going to work to become a pop star robot. I am going to become a Vocaloid. Watch out, Hatsune Miku. I will dethrone you. I mean, shoot for the stars, Keebo.
A pop star? Why that?
I arrived at this decision after analyzing many options. The main reason is that robots have yet to advance in the pop music genre. I mean, I guess.
I don't think they've advanced in any music
genre. On the subject of pop stars, singing is what they're mostly known for, right? It's their looks. I mean, you're probably right, Shuichi. Well, I mean, he's Keebo's probably talking about idols, right? And truthfully, I think it's more so their dancing. Well, I mean, obviously it's their looks. There's a bunch of sweaty dudes who always get way too into idols. But, I think it's actually their dancing that's probably more, like, I'd more so identify, like, oh yeah, that's the difference between, like, a pop star and an idol. In Japan, obviously. Like, our idea of a pop star versus the Japanese idea of an idol. I'd say it's the dancing. It's the dancing. Dancing, huh? Are you bad at dancing? I wouldn't say I'm bad at dancing. It's just, for some reason, my dancing always seems to turn into the robot dance. I mean, to be fair, Keebo's probably I mean, I know he's very heavy. But he's probably lugging around a lot of weight that he probably can't move very gracefully. So you know what? I mean, that's entirely fair. I see. Perhaps being an idol is not for you. Well, that's why singing is how I'll stand out. I'm going to sing for you now. Please, tell me what you think. Alright, sure. I would soon regret those words. Keebo's expression while singing was so peaceful, so joyous. But my brain was being fried. Felt like my insides were scrambling. I can't block it out. I'm gonna throw up. Oh God. Several minutes later, I opened my eyes, still hunched over. Oh dear Lord. What was Keebo hitting frequencies that really just upset your brain? I'm sorry, Shuichi. I'm sorry it had to be this way. What do you think, Shuichi? It was pretty good, huh? Oh, I'm sorry, Keebo. I don't think I can follow your music career. Huh? What do you mean? Keebo, your singing was terrible. I couldn't take it. What? Was it really that bad? Yeah, I don't think you should sing for people anymore. Oh no! Does that mean I can't become a pop star? Wait, Keebo! Wait, Keebo, that's it! You can play music, right? Why don't you do that? If you just pretend to sing and play the song through your mouth, I can't do that! What? That is an illogical compromise, Shuichi. Please understand, my AI is a reflection of the human desire for greater understanding. So I must experience the hardship of training. The easy path will only hinder my progress. Even if one possesses an ultimate level talent, that talent should not be a crutch, but a stepping stone to reach even greater heights. I can appreciate that mindset, although it's a little too close to Nagito if you ask me. I suppose that works out for Mr. Hope Robot. Keebo gave me a dressing down and I returned to my room. I never thought the day would come when a robot would preach to a human. Come to think of it, he didn't come to a conclusion about his robot business. Oh well. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a future in that. Poor boy. Sorry, Keebo. Love you, though. Love you, buddy. Oh, man. I'm actually never going to have to... Well, I'll have to listen to it again, but... it's never going to be in the same way as when I'm grinding going forward. It's really a tragedy. I'm tearing up just thinking about it. Okay, Keebo. Let's look at that and then let's talk to you again. He came to me for advice about starting a robot business that played to his strengths. His first idea was to be a pop star, but his singing voice is absolutely awful. Oh, man. Ah, more Kokichi. Get out of here, Kokichi! Man, come to think of it, Keebo's making reference to multiple characters. Alright, Keebo. Really out here breaking trends. So because of that, I'm almost surprised that Tenko didn't have anything to say about Angie. There they are. This is quite a practical gift. Thank you. Please don't get the wrong impression. I'm happy because this gift is so practical. Under different circumstances, it could be rewarding. Shuichi, have you given more thought to our previous discussion? Have you given more thought to vocal training, Keebo? Our previous discussion? I remember when I suggested you fake the singing. Yes, I have, Keebo. I apologize for saying what I did. But unfortunately, as you will learn, a lot of pop stars, old and new, do just lip sync because it's very hard to sing on stage and dance at the same time. As you will see from live performances where they don't, and the person singing gets tired after like 30 seconds of jumping around on stage. I accept your apology. After all, humans and robots alike seek greater understanding. As for my robot business, if I can't be a pop star, I'll have to think of something else. But I can't seem to think of anything. Do you have any ideas? Something else Keebo could get into. Well, I really upset him last time. I should think hard about this. I don't want to tell him to do any of that. I think Robo-Maid is like the only one I'd be okay with recommending to him. So I don't want him to do stunt work or high-risk work. Just because he's durable doesn't mean he's indestructible. Cough, cough, Mechamaru. Yeah, sorry, Keebo. I don't wish harm on you. Robo-Maid. What about a Robo-Maid? Like in the Jetsons? I think you've been partaking in too much science fiction. Besides, I couldn't possibly be a better maid than Kurumi. And another person he mentions! I was kind of hoping he would. That's true, but you'd have a niche as a robot. Alright then, perhaps a caregiver robot. With life expectancy rising, I'm sure there is a demand. A caregiver robot? Well, I hadn't considered that. Yeah, well, if you had survived, I'd recommend working with Maki, you know. After I use my detective skills to help her become the ultimate child caregiver for realsies. Alright, I will begin practicing at once. I'm counting on you to help me, Shuichi. What? How could I possibly help you, Keebo? I would like you to roleplay as someone as someone in my care. I see. Alright, sure. First, I will attempt to assist you in getting ready for bed. Ready for bed. Alright. Can you help me change into pajamas? Changing clothes? I can't do that. It's too embarrassing. It's care work, Keebo. You don't have to be embarrassed. I don't want to get naked in front of you or anything. I mean, I'll be in my underwear, but what's embarrassing is embarrassing, and that's that. No clothes changing. Alright. I suppose I'll try picking you up and placing you on the bed. There's no bed here, so I suppose we'll just have to make do. I got in the fetal position so that Keebo could carry me more easily. Well, this is kind of embarrassing. This could easily lead to misunderstanding. If Kokichi saw me getting bridal carried by Keebo, I wouldn't hear the end of it. Okay, here I go. Wait, hang on. He's got the strength of an elderly person. I don't think he's going to be able to lift you, Shuichi. Keebo announced with determination and began to lift me up. Crack! Ah! He's not picking me up. Help! Shuichi! I need you to crack my back! Keebo, what's wrong? Ouch! My back! Your back? I thought you were a robot. You're too heavy. I am not. Normal for my age. Ouch! It hurts to move my back.
I guess that makes caregiving out of the question.
Oh god, poor Keebo. Poor Keebs.
Ironically, I ended up carrying Keebo on my back and.
Whoa! 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 Shuichi, my boy, you carry 200 pounds of Keebo on your back. Maybe 200 pounds isn't as heavy as I think it is, but that's quite a lot. I mean, yeah, it's not as Gonta is heavier than Keebo, but like that's still pretty fucking heavy. Jesus. Good lord. I mean, if you could do that, Shuichi, like, good on you, mate. All that training with Kaito. Oh god. That's fucking terrifying. The thought that he'd nearly be. Oh, speaking of Kaito, the Shuichi would almost be able to pick up Gonta. That's fucking scary. Yeah, come on, Kaito. You've come to me a lot, mate. I know you want to hang out and all, but come now. Let's go to the dining hall with Kaito. This man definitely stole Shuichi's food at some point, so.
But we're the only ones here. What should we do?
I don't know if Kaito would be much of a chef. I'm gonna say drink. Let's drink something. How did you know I was thirsty? It's like that is just what I'd expect from the ultimate detective. Or maybe it was your sidekick powers that tipped you off. If that's the case, and I'm proud to have such a great sidekick. Wow. Okay. Okay, sure. What the fuck, Kaito? What the fuck? Oh, but you, time just flies by. I'll never get bored of hanging out with you, man. Let's do it again soon. Now back to the dorms. Wow. This was really fucking short with Keebo. This might well be the shortest episode, the shortest free time episode, straight up.
We live in an aging society, so perhaps a caregiver business is perfect for him. We tried to do some caretaking practice, but as he lifted me up, he hurt his back immediately. Perhaps that business is not for him.
Can't fucking believe this is the last free time event in the series. Jesus. Oh, Keebo. I will say, not one of my favorites, but you've been a treat. You've been a real treat. Definitely. Oh man, give me plenty of time to grind and also go over our or my top 3, bottom 3 free time events. Shuichi, thank you very much. I'm humbled by your generosity. Did you give me this simply because I'm a real blah, blah, blah.
Keebo, is your back okay?
Yes, it feels better after I've rested.
So he just has to rest? He doesn't have to get repairs done?
Shuichi, about my robot business plan. I've realized that there's an issue that must be addressed before I can implement it. I've been told on more than one occasion that my backstory is somewhat lacking.
Your backstory?
If my backstory was more interesting, maybe I could be more than just an ordinary robot. Oh no, there's no need to do that, Keebo. You don't need to make up shit about yourself.
No, I'm not so sure about that.
For example, if my family were killed by a monster, leaving me critically injured, or if I sought revenge against someone. You know, like a tragic hero. This way, I'd gain more exposure to the emotions of sadness and vengeance. It does sound pretty cool, but I'd need weapons, which I'd have to get from the professor, along with my new backstory. I'm not that fond of robotic weaponry, but I suppose it's unavoidable. Are you sure? I know you don't like weapons. Isn't that something you really wanted to avoid? But if I stay the way I am, I've said this before, but you really are the ultimate robot, Keebo. You shouldn't think of yourself as merely ordinary. I mean, I was gonna save this for the end of this one. Like, I'll just get it out now so I don't forget. This free time chain, for as simple as it is, really reeks of Keebo's insecurities from being different to everyone else. Like, it's quite. It's not quite so overt as others. Like, we aren't discussing his insecurity in like a Shuichi, I am insecure. Oh man, I can't believe it. Keebo's insecure. But it's like all these things he wants to do to like appease other people, I guess. And not in a just a I want to be helpful to humanity sort of way. It's more so like it feels more like in a I want to do things for people so they'll accept me sort of way. Shuichi, your words make me extremely happy. However, I still don't fully comprehend what it means to feel that emotion. And though I detect that this causes me to feel sad, I cannot comprehend that either. Sad? Within me, I have a strong desire to feel like everyone else. To be able to say with pride that I'm friends with you and everyone else here. Keebo. Could that be why he's so concerned? He wants everyone to accept him. Keebo, you don't have to think up a new backstory. Let's just keep thinking about the robot business together. Really? You said that I really am the ultimate robot. Yeah, it's true, but if you keep getting more business experience, I think it will help you learn new emotions as well. That's why I want to help you, Keebo. As your friend. Shuichi! Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. To think I feel such gratitude toward you. What a serendipitous miscalculation. Hardly, Keebo. You're the one who told me that only I could help you. Oh, that was a logical decision on my part, because it's dangerous to expose your weaknesses to an equal, but not to someone who is beneath you. Wow! So that's why he was always talking down to me. God damn it, Keebo! You dick! But our relationship is different now. I feel that you and I are equals. No, I have decided that we are equals due to our special relationship. Yes, this is probably intuition. Intuition? Based on our interactions thus far, I believe I felt something inside you. This judgment is not rooted in logic, but rather something akin to human intuition. A friendship, huh? Yeah, I suppose that is an equal but special relationship. Please, look out for me, Shuichi. You for me, Keebo. We shook hands. One human, one robot. But that's not what's important. There's a real connection here. A true bond between me and Keebo. Keebo's report card has been updated. You've learned the new skill, Digital Love. Spend the rest of the day discussing robot business possibilities. Keebo's built-in parts. Oh. Oh! Oh! I guess we got Shuichi's pants for finishing the free time events. Interesting. I wasn't expecting that, I'm not gonna lie. So I guess that was one of the mystery gifts that were just sitting around, eh? Oh yeah, shit, it's right there. Shuichi's my favorite underwear. Don't assume the plaid pattern represents culprits or detectives or anything of the sort. Yeah, nice, just his color scheme. Parts built into Keebo's waist. They protect the delicate parts of his body from temperature and humidity. They need to be changed daily, but can be reused after being washed. Oh god, a hiccup. A hiccup burp right in the middle of that, Jesus. And what the reticle will lock onto nearby V point. Ooh! That's actually really nice. It kind of defeats the purpose of. Ooh, whose skill was it? Was it Kyo's skill? Yeah, it kind of defeats the purpose of Kyo's skill because this is that, but even better. I mean that's pretty nice. Because Kyo's only works in like. Yeah, Kyo's only works in one, whereas Keebo's works in two. So yeah, Keebo's is just better. Which is pretty fucking nice. Keebo wants to experience the same emotions we all do. He wants to be friends with all of us. I vowed to help him with whatever career he chose, not as a human to a robot, but a friend to a friend. Right, well, before we do a date with Kaito and then jump forward to the final love hotel scene of the series, let's do our top three, bottom three. We'll start with the bottom three. And, you know, I'll be real. Just like in Danganronpa 2, this is pretty difficult. The top three are pretty difficult because kind of all of these were on the same sort of level. But I think I know my bottom three. I think. And I'm purely going from the free time events. Not how much I like the characters, but how much I like their free time events. And we picked an appropriate place to start here, I think, because I think Keebo is going to be my number three. Honestly, this list is completely interchangeable. There is no top three, bottom. Well, there is no top and bottom to the bottom three. I like all of these about the same. They're just because I don't know. I feel like Keebo was one of the characters who really needed more. Like he gets a lot of focus in the story for how much he isn't central to it. But I don't know. There just wasn't much here in those free time events. Like they were enjoyable. All of the ones in this game are, but I don't know. I just didn't really get much from them. And when we hit that last one, and it was like, oh yeah, I can feel a real bond here. I didn't. I really didn't. Not to like this extent. You know, like the extent of a true bond. Yeah. Sorry, Keebs. I do like you a lot, but I don't know. I just wasn't really feeling it. I really wasn't feeling his free time event. I think second, but again, just another one of my least favorites was Kirumi. Again, I think this comes from the fact that I'm just not that interested in Kirumi. I think she's just okay. Her free time events were fine. They were a lot more insightful into her than Keebo's really were, and I think that's like a reason they could be like these could jump around a bit, right? But like Kiru, I if you ask me again to rank my bottom three, Kirumi might be third and Keebo might be second. At worst, again. But like, I don't know. Kirumi herself just doesn't click with me. You know, and her free time events didn't really do anything for that either. But again, they weren't bad. None of the ones in this game were bad. Which, you know, I can appreciate. I don't think this game really, again, like I've said this before, this game definitely didn't hit the highs of Danganronpa 2's free time events. But they don't have to. Danganronpa 2's free time events? Fucking hell, they had to, because no one. Again, I'm obviously over dramatizing this a little bit for the sake of just making a emotionally dense point. But no one in Danganronpa 2 had complex character outside of their free time events. Everyone else in the story was just there. They were comic relief, and that was it. This game did such a better job with establishing all of its characters. And therefore, the free time events didn't have to be that crazy. Or that crazy good. But I think it hurts characters like Kirumi, who we didn't really get much of, like in terms of depth. And I think it also hurts my number one pick, which is Gonta. Sorry, big boy. Like, Gonta's got the exact same problem that Chiaki does, in that his main characteristic is that he's really nice. And that makes for a likable character, but not an interesting one, unfortunately. Again, like, just like with Chiaki, I like Gonta. Just like with Chiaki, never gonna be rated very high compared to the other characters. They're just not that interesting, and sorry, Gonta, like, your free time events were weird, but not. I just wasn't feeling it. I think Gonta's will forever be at the bottom. Again, I like Gonta, I do, but his free time events just weren't doing anything for me. But yeah, I'd like to go into it more, but that was really that is my bottom three. Like, it's really just, I think there needed to be more, and we didn't get more. Like, that's it. None of them were bad. We don't have like a Leon, or arguably, at least from the fan point of view, or an arguably Hifumi perspective. You know, this feels, actually, I guess you could say this is a bit of a Leon, in the sense that we didn't get enough. You know, because none of them are like Terus, where nothing happens, you basically learn nothing about him, and they almost feel pointless. Nor did we get a situation like Peko, where the only interesting thing about their character is behind a plot twist, so we can't learn anything about their character. Aside from that, they've got the hots for Fuyuhiko, which we learn in story as well. So, you know, none of them have hit that bad, but I can't in good conscience say these were as good as some of the others in this game. You know? But at the same time, I feel like you could swap some of these around. You know, I think you could make the case that in isolation, Kaito's free time events could end up down here. Because aside from that last one, and I think arguably the first one as well, there isn't really anything to those. It's just a little bit extra because he's got so much focus in the main story. You know what I mean? So I think you could make a case for that. But I think maybe my bias in favor of Kaito against these three is probably preventing me from doing that. And I really don't rate Kaito's that low, probably because I did them in the story, mixed in with, like, the actual character he had there. So, yeah, I suppose that's a strength of doing free time events in the main story, right? And spoilers, you are going to see that in my list for my top three favorites. Honestly, the third place here could genuinely go to almost anyone. But I think I'm going to go with Marky on this. There are a lot of ones that are very fun that I would put up here, like Tenko's, Angie's, and Miyu's in particular, that I would probably put up here. Even Kyo's as well. But I'm going to give it to Marky, just because I felt I learned, again, considering how much she already got in the story, I felt like I learned quite a lot about her in these free time events. And again, kind of like Kaito, they sort of supplement the extra bit with her stuff in the story. But I think these ones do it a little bit better in the sense of like understanding Maki, like developing Maki. Um, yeah, I'd also be lying if I said I didn't also really enjoy her and Shuichi's relationship. That is definitely a part of it. If we're going by like the dynamics that Shuichi has with other people, um, his relationships with, again, the story really does this. But with Kaito and Maki, I find really fun. His dynamic with Angie, I found really fun. Kyo, I found really fun. Kaede was really sweet. Like those ones really bump those up. The Shuichi bits really do them justice. And yeah, I really don't have too much else to say about Maki's. Like her free time events are good. Um, Helped by her role in the story. Yeah. Now, my top two here are also kind of interchangeable with each other. But I think one of them, at least in my mind, probably again, because I did them in the story, stands out just a little bit higher. And I think you should already know who those are, or who my number one is then. But my number two has got to be Ryoma. Ryoma's were really good and very different tonally to every other one that we did. And I really appreciate that. We got a lot of Ryoma for like how little he was around in the main story, but these free time events really just brought it all together. And he tells a very good story in his free time events that you don't need the main story for. And I think that is a strength he has over the other character, the character I have at number one, who you very much need the main story for their free time events to feel good. Or as good, I should say. And as such, let's quickly jump over to my number one. You already know who it is. It's Himiko. I love her free time events. I really do. And a lot of that is because how fantastically they complement her not necessarily just her role, but her growth in the story. And these free time events felt to me exactly like a Danganronpa 2 set of free time events, whilst also having V3's level of characterization for her in the main story. Like, I think both parts of Himiko work super well. And yes, I am incredibly biased, but I mean, this is an opinion piece. Obviously, I'm incredibly biased. Like, Himiko is such a treat in both the main story and in her free time events. Honestly, yeah, I don't understand why the fandom doesn't like her. I really don't. I really don't. Is it because she's a girl who doesn't have tits? Maybe. Maybe it is. I wouldn't be surprised. Or is it because she's realistically part of an archetype that was only dudes before? There's a lot of girls in the Danganronpa fandom, as I have found. And, you know, Byakuya and Fuyuhiko are just more appealing to them than Himiko. Is that it? Is it because she's not attractive? And surprisingly enough, not a dude? I'm used to being in fandoms where being a dude is a detriment, but I get not necessarily in this one. I genuinely don't get it. I genuinely don't. Well, actually, because I said this back in the first episode of this, I kind of do get it, but only up until chapter 3. Because everyone else then just ignores everything that happens afterwards. Even in chapter 3, everyone just ignores that about Himiko. And apparently her free time events as well. As a lot of people seem to do with things about the ending, because my god, a lot of people are absolute fucking piss babies about Himiko, and actually quite a few characters in this game and the ending. And then they go back to sucking Danganronpa 2's dick. So, yeah. Sorry, you know I've got to jab at Danganronpa too. I've got to every single fucking opportunity I get. It doesn't. It's because it's the fan favorite. Like it is. It truly is. Although, well, I'm gonna say maybe this game in time will overtake it. I don't know. I feel like the ending's just too controversial in the fandom for it ever to overtake it, which really doesn't make any sense. Like, how is Danganronpa 2's ending not controversial? It's boring as fuck. I don't know. I'm over it. I'm over it. And we're over talking about this, because honestly, yeah, I don't have too much to say about the free time events in this game. They're all good at the bare minimum, and it's really just my opinions are the ones that stand out the most. I think Himiko's and Ryoma's are a little more objectively some of the better ones. But yeah, honestly, like if you told me like any odd character had your favorite free times, I would probably be fully on board. Like honestly, I think the only ones I would be confused by is actually, yeah, no, I don't think there's a single set of free times I would be confused about being your favorite. I genuinely don't. Anyway, thanks to that, I have now artificially extended the length of this episode to a point where it will be a very long episode. Yeah, my bad. Oh, okay. Harmonious heart with Kaito. I wonder what's going. I wonder what's wrong. It looks deeply bored. Damn it. Huh? That voice just now, is that? Is that Kaito's inner thoughts? Okay. Okay. Okay, baby. Let's see. Oh, we really gotta stay here forever. Oh, what am I saying? I won't accept this. No way! Damn it. Me to be this weak. It's not like me. Can't let Shuichi see me like this. Can't show weakness in front of my sidekick. I'd like to deny that I can't show weakness in front of my sidekick, but I also don't because Kaito's very much a macho man. I don't know if he'd. I don't know. I don't know if he'd appreciate it or if he'd really like it because Shuichi's there for him. He's a bro. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna deny. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I don't wanna fully chipmunk him. Yeah, it's definitely not that one though. And I really don't want to affirm this last one. So you can show weakness to me, Kaito. You're human too. Men should cry. I do a lot according to the fandom and people who criticize this game. I'm your sidekick, but I'm also your friend, Kaito. Maybe you don't show weakness to your sidekick, but you can to your friend. You don't want to open up to your sidekick. Maybe you open up to your best friend. Oh, how about it, Kaito? Oh, Shuichi! How about it, Kaito? Shuichi. Thanks. I'm alright now. What? Are you sure? Oh, I know you think of me like that. Oh, my doubts are gone. Alright, let's escape this screwed up academy together. Oh, oh, Shuichi. Oh, I'm so glad. Because, hey, that might be the last date we go on before I just show you all the endings. You have a great time today. Just what I'd expect from my sidekick. Hang out next time, too. Get my sidekick picking someone else. Probably get back now. Oh man. Oh man, that was so sweet. You know what else will probably be sweet? And hopefully is gonna be sweet? This this final love hotel scene with Keebo, because we can't have a fucking repeat of Samugi. Not in this final episode. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys right back here for the Love Hotel. Come on! Gonna get a fucking Love Hotel scene with the Monocubs before I get one with you. Come on! Finally! Oh my god. Great, of course. Now the implication of me fucking the Monocubs is gonna be on recording. Fuck you, Keebo! 25 minutes that took. Fuck off. Oh, I'm so glad I'm never gonna have to do this again. Granted, yeah, I did it in one of the worst possible ways. What I should have done is just recorded these all in one go, you know? So I did one every single day. It'd be so much faster. Sure, I would then still be waiting on like that one on the last day of thingy, but like of the second rotation, but still. Every time I come here, I play the role of their ideal, like some shared fantasy. But do robots have fantasies? Shuichi, I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. It's embarrassing, but you're the only one I can turn to. Well, this is a bit familiar. Well, what kind of favor? Well, will you form a romantic pair bond with me? A romantic pair bond? I suppose some people would have that kind of fantasy, but not Keebo. What? The romantic pair bond actually means something, and it's not just a very Keebo way of saying, will you go out with me? But something's not quite right. You didn't ask for a confession or a date, but a pair bond? Strange. As you can see, I am a robot, and I'm not ashamed of that, but I have yet to experience the feeling of love. Even human children have felt love before. Ah, are you saying you want to experience that emotion with me? Humans often say that love is the most precious, wonderful feeling in the world. I too wish to experience what love is. Will you please help me? This is actually a nice continuation of what we were talking about in his last free time event. Or at least this is apt for its timing. So would you like me to act like your lover, Keebo? I suppose I could do that. Of course. If we're going to do this, I will need you to take it seriously. Huh? Why are you surprised? Simply going through the motions would be dishonest. We must love each other unconditionally. We must understand each other completely. We must go on dates, grow even closer, and then we must commit our lives to each other. Now hold on a minute. Oh, did I speak out of turn? No, it's not that. It's just, don't you think that's a bit long term for a favor? But that's not wrong with me, is it? Or do you believe there is an easier way to feel love for another? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. Then please take me, in sickness and in health, so that I may truly know what love is. Alright, he's going too fast. He just busted out some wedding vow shit. I have to get him to ease up a little. But Keebo, do you really like me that much? I don't want a relationship based on lies. Oh, but now I feel rather awkward. I didn't want to hear you say that. I don't actually love you. Keebo. I apologize if I gave the impression that I wanted a dishonest relationship. I just thought you were the only person I could ask for this sort of favor. I couldn't have asked this of anyone else. I just want you to know that. Is that true, Keebo? I'm so sorry. I should never have doubted your feelings. No, I don't blame you for feeling skeptical. My approach was wholly lacking in tact. Wait, did I misread something? When he said, I don't truly love you? Was it like, I do truly love you? I didn't want to hear you say that. I don't actually. No, it's right. Well, I guess it's like because he can't feel love, right? And that's the whole problem that he wants to. But it's obvious now that my overzealousness for romance has earned your scorn.
Hey now, I didn't say no.
Really?
I don't have a plan for the future. I want to help you, Keebo.
I mean, that is quite sweet, but
Oh,
aww.
I may not have much experience with love, but I know I can't turn it down. I reached out my hand, and Keebo reached out his. The robotic hand didn't quiver. Keebo, this is a handshake.
Huh? Oh, that's right. Lovers hold hands in a different fashion. But I'm quite nervous. You're right if we stay like this a bit longer. My heart.
Yes, of course we can. His hand that I shook should have felt cold, but somehow it felt so warm.
Okay, alright. It might have taken a while to get, but that was a very wholesome way to end this series. Kind of. This free time bit of the series. That was very cute.
What? Is it morning already? Last night with Keebo, was that a dream? And hand still feels warm.
And with that, we're done! Kind of. We do still have one more episode of this where I get all the endings. And potentially more if we do the dates. But considering just how much time I've got, we're probably not going to do all the date bits, are we? I don't think you guys really care about that either. So realistically, I feel like it's probably just going to be the ending. So anyway, I'll see you then. Don't want to keep you any longer. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, bullshit. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.